Namaste, hello everyone, my name is Paulami Hari. Today I am here with an exciting new video about Mahabharata. In this video I will present a short synopsis of the huge epic. I will try to keep it as short as possible. However, since this is Mahabharata, I may need more than one video to cover the whole story. So please bear with me. Mahabharata is an ancient Hindu epic composed by a very renowned and highly esteemed ascetic, Ved Vyas. He is the one who is believed to have divided the four Hindu Vedas and created his own epic to guide the future generation. The Mahabharata is the source of the Hindu holy book, the Bhagavad Gita. It is the conversation between Mahabharata's hero, Arjun, and the human avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu, aka Lord Krishna, that becomes the chant of all the Hindus and is worshipped in every house. The Bhagavad Gita is basically a section of Mahabharata that talks about all the secrets of life and spirituality and is the base of all Hindu philosophy. However, it is impossible to understand Bhagavad Gita without understanding Mahabharata. Arjun's questions are the peak of human emotions, and Lord Krishna's answers are the embodiment of rationality. But it wouldn't make sense until one attaches themselves to the various characters and the underlying tragedy of Mahabharata. The name Mahabharata actually means the great descendants of Bharat, or the great Indians. The story begins many generations above the main ancestor, Emperor Bharat, after whom the Hindi name of India originates. India was the land of Bharatas, or descendants of Bharat. The Mahabharata is a story of some of the greatest ancient warriors, strategists, and noble personalities of India. The central story is about an internal clash of an esteemed dynasty named the Kuru dynasty. The Kuru dynasty ruled over the northern region of India. The Kuru dynasty was the mightiest of its time, and its capital, Hastinapur, was famous for its war elephants. There were several other kingdoms too, spread across the Indian subcontinent. They were independent kingdoms that governed their citizens with their respective strengths. Alliances were mostly made through marriages. The Indian subcontinent back then was called Aryavarta, the land of the Aryans. It stretched from Afghanistan to Burma, modern-day Myanmar. The Aryavarta had its own policies, which was called Dharma. It was a set of ethics that was followed by all countries across Aryavarta. Much like the United Nations policies, Aryavarta had its own set of dharmas, military rules, and diplomatic ethics. The Kuru dynasty's Emperor Shantanu had a son named Devrat. He was born after his union with the goddess Ganga, the holy Ganges. Ganga was on earth in the avatar of a woman due to a different dispute in heaven. That's a story for some other time. Devrat was born in secrecy, and he was raised in the ashram of Parshuram, a famed Hindu sage, often considered an avatar of Vishnu. Devrat became a powerful warrior under Parshuram's tutelage and returned to his father. The Emperor Shantanu, however, had moved on and was in love with a fisherwoman named Satyavati. When Devrat returned, Satyavati's father disagreed to have his daughter wed to the king, considering Satyavati's children will not be treated well in future. Shantanu was heartbroken, but he accepted it gracefully. But Devrat, for the happiness of his father, took the oath of lifetime celibacy. His intense oath and sacrifice got him immense respect from society, and he later came to be known as Bhishma. Bhishma thus became the commander-in-chief of the Kuru dynasty and let Satyavati's children continue the lineage. However, both of Satyavati's sons died childless, leaving them in a sticky situation. Satyavati, however, had another secret child, the very author of this epic, Vedvyas. He was a sage, a monk, an ascetic. However, he was okay to donate his sperm to the Kuru widows. 3 children were born, 2 from the widowed queens and 1 from their maid. The oldest boy, Dhritarashtra, was born blind. The second son, Pandu, was born weak and pale, and the youngest boy, Vidur, was perfectly healthy, but he was born to a servant. He had no claim to the throne because of his status, but the Kuru clan raised the 3 with equal values. The youngest brother, Vidur, was later appointed as the prime minister of the Kuru dynasty. He suggested that Pandu had a better claim to the throne than Dhritarashtra, as Dhritarashtra was blind and Pandu wasn't. Dhritarashtra was wed to a princess of Gandhar. Gandhar is modern-day Kandahar in Afghanistan. This princess, Gandhari, was a noble woman of high moral values. She pledged to wear a blindfold for life so that she remained loyal and faithful to her husband. She didn't want to feel better than her husband, hence she embraced his disability. However, her brother Shakuni was enraged by the Kuru kingdom's unfair treatment of his sister. So he made it his life's mission to give his sister power and comfort of a queen. He hated Pandu and Bhishma and lurked around in Hastinapur for opportunities. He manipulated Dhritarashtra against his brother and tried to bring him to power. Pandu was married to 2 women, Kunti and Madhuri. Both women were faithful to him. However, Pandu was cursed by a sage that he would die the day he has sex. Pandu abdicated the throne not too long after and went on an exile. He never had sex with his wives. His first wife, Kunti, was blessed with a mantra through which she could call upon any deity and have a child through them. In Hastinapur, Dhritarashtra and Gandhari were waiting for their first child. Dhritarashtra was appointed as the regent, and he was anxious to have an heir. But even after being pregnant for 2 years, Gandhari couldn't have a baby. On the other side, in the forest, Pandu requested Kunti to call upon the gods and bring forth demigods. The first baby was thus born in the forest. He was the son of the god of judgment, Yamraj. This boy was named Yudhishthir. Agitated by the news, Dhritarashtra took Gandhari's handmaiden to his bedroom and impregnated her. A disturbed Gandhari hit her stomach in rage, and what came out was not a child but a tumor. All this time, Gandhari had an ovarian tumor in her womb. She was in insufferable grief when Vedvyas showed up again. He did what scientists had done very recently, sliced the tissue and put them in jars. In 100 jars, male embryos, while in 1 jar, a female embryo, were created. They developed in the jar for some time until the first baby was born. The first baby was Duryodhan, while at the same time in forest, Kunti gave birth to a child named Bhim. This son of Kunti was the son of the wind god, Vayu. He was born with extreme strength. Both Duryodhan and Bhim were born at the same time. A month later, all of Duryodhan's brothers were born. The sister was born last. Dhritarashtra's another son, Yuyutsu, who was born out of Gandhari's handmaiden, also grew up with the 100 Kuru Princes. Pandu had another son through Kunti, the son of Indra, the thunder god, and the god of heaven. This son was the hero of the epic, Arjun. After him, the Pandu's other wife got jealous and desired for her own children. Kunti gave her the mantra, and she called upon the twin gods, Ashwini Kumars, the gods of youth and healing. She bore twins, Nakul and Sahadev. This is how 2 sets of cousins were born, the Kuru Princes, Kauravas, and the Pandus, sons, Pandavas. The Pandavas were demigods, hence they carried divinity. The Kauravas were created in a lab, so they were considered soulless. They became rivals soon after the Pandavas had to return to their ancestral home. Pandu had died after wanting to have sex with his other wife, Madhuri. She committed sati, a suicidal ritual in which a woman willingly sits on the funeral pyre of her husband. Kunti thus returned with the 5 boys. The Kauravas, however, were being guided by their nefarious uncle Shakuni. He seeded the idea in Duryodhana's mind that the throne belonged to him and that the Pandavas were his enemies. They became bullies to each other. Duryodhana and Bhim became each other's rivals. They were both equally strong and equally protective of their brothers. Duryodhana and Shakuni went far trying to poison Bhim, but he survived after being bitten by several water snakes. No wonder their relationship never recovered after that. What happens next will be a content for next video. If you liked my work, please like, share, and subscribe. Also, you can check out my novel, A Game of Death, a Mahabharata Story. It is available on the Amazon Kindle. Link is in the description. So till next time, take care and namaste.